Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, the great millstone. Shalom, mercy, and safety to all of the Akim on the highways and byways, preaching the word in sincerity and in truth, and a healthy shalom to the elect. All right, my name is Rawai, and I'm back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, it is edifying. Title to this lesson will be something to the effect of, where were you when all hell broke loose? Where were you when all hell broke loose? Or where were you when the Lord made his return? Something to that effect. All right. And I'm basically going into something that came to mind a couple of days ago while watching a lesson. No, I think we was actually out at camp. All right. And it came to my mind, where you want to be when all hell break loose. So there's a lot of things that happen, and in the past, and you would get asked questions in particular in different type of settings of, where were you when the towers fell, or where were you when the world shut down from the C-19, right? Or particular events that happen. People from time to time in different settings, they'll ask, well, where were you when this happened, when this major event happened? So it came to my mind, to go into, and these things haven't happened yet that I'm speaking about in terms of in terms of the title of this lesson. But some major events clearly have happened in the past, and you can speak on where were you, and a lot of times you remember where you were. Right. So we won't be able to answer these questions that I'm asking in this lesson until we in the kingdom, pretty much, Lord willing, we all make it on the first go round. But yeah, man, I just wanted to get into that mind frame and that mindset during this lesson. All right. So I pulled up something here really quick, and it says as AI overview. I just typed in some stuff to try to get some more substance for this lesson. It says when all hell breaks loose, a situation becomes violent or out of control, then the best place to be is on high ground by focusing on faith, trusting in the Most High, and renewing your thoughts, which is a pretty solid statement. It says other strategies include choosing love, accepting yourself, and leaning on trusted friends and family for support during the crisis. Which not so much with that piece, but be as it may, it made a pretty good point on focusing on your faith, trusting in the Most High, and renewing your thoughts. All right, so I would say being rooted is going to be key. All right, when all hell breaks loose. But let's keep going. It says finding a high ground, maintain faith and hope. Spiritual guidance suggests that even when you are facing tough times, you can find hope by looking to your faith. So that's really where I want to go with it. Expressing where our mind should be day in and day out, so we're not caught off guard. All right, there's going to be millions upon millions upon millions of people caught off guard, billions caught off guard when all hell breaks loose in the world. All right, mainly America, which will be millions, but billions around the world when all hell breaks loose. All right, so again, the question is, where were you when all hell broke loose? Where were you when the Lord made his return? All right, so let me get this. And these are things that we should be pondering on now. These are things that we should be thinking about. You don't want to be, those of us who are serving the Lord, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, we want to be doing the work of the Lord. That's what we want to be found doing. Something just came to mind. Slack it. Let me hold off on that. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Yeah, all right, let me get this. It's not, I can't find it in the moment. So let me get this. Let me go get it real quick. Because, yeah, man, we should be meditating on things like that, man. You don't want to be doing no wickedness first and foremost. So you don't want to be doing no bullshit. When you get that alert, when all hell breaks loose, when the lights go out, when you don't want to be, caught out there. You want to be doing this right here. This is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 39:1. And it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Okay, so we wanna day in and day out, which a lot of us do. Okay, be occupied in meditation. Okay, thinking upon precepts, thinking upon the Lord, thinking upon things that are happening in front of us, measuring the times. All right, we want to be occupied in prophecies. Okay, and those of us who are actually doing the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that's where we want to be found. All right, we want to be found meditating on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We want to be found worthy, first and foremost, but being occupied in the prophecies. Okay, that's really where we want to be and what we want to be doing in that day. Okay, locked in. Okay, staying locked in, so we ain't caught off guard. It's the same getting caught with your pants down. We trying to get caught. We trying to get caught when all hell breaks loose, with our loins girded, bootstrapped up spiritually, and ready to fucking go. All right, that's how we want to get. When we explain where was you when all hell broke loose, when the Lord made His return, we was ready. All right, we was praying, we was in prayer. All right, we was reading, we was exalting the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. Yeah, man, it's just something that came to mind, and I felt it's important to bring that out. Shit for myself first. Jake be doing a lot of shit. Just life will have you doing so much, man, and you don't want to get caught out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here, Psalms 1, and start with 1. The point is in 2. It says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Right. So we don't want to be amongst sinners. Okay? We don't want to be around fucking 2/3 niggas, man. We don't want to be indulgent. We don't want to be partying. We don't want to be around evil and wicked niggas, man. We want to be with our families. We want to be with the brothers. We want to be doing the will of the Lord, praying. We want to be hanging out. A lot of times you hanging out with niggas. We don't want to be among those sinners in that day. Verse 2 in the point. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. In his law do he meditate day and night. Okay? We want to be meditating day in, day out, staying occupied in the prophecies like the last precept I just read. Okay? But we love doing the will of the Lord. We love reading the precepts. We love watching the lessons. We love doing lessons. We love doing the work, being out there on the highways and hedges, okay? And following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. And that's what we want to be doing. I know that a lot of us sincere brothers, we think about the Lord and all that we do. And if there's a time where you're going through some shit, which happens to me a lot, you know, the first thing that jumps on you is some carnal shit when you go through shit. But the Wadi Halbashim Yahweh for always reminding me and sitting me down during a situation and saying, no, I got this. I got this. You know? And when you meditate day and night on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the Lord's He's gonna give you that comfort, man. You know? So we wanna be found meditating, man. Okay? We wanna be caught with like I said, our loins girded, okay, and bootstrapped. All right. Let me get this real quick. Yeah, man. Where will you be when all hell breaks loose? And we don't know, none of us know where we will be physically when all hell breaks loose. But we do pray to be doing the will of the Lord, occupied in the meditation thereof, occupied in the prophecies, okay, praying. All right. This Habakkuk 2:1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. All right. So we want to be found standing upon our watch. Okay. That's the point in this precept. Okay. And ultimately, when all hell breaks loose, following what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua gives us in that day. You know, following the Spirit. Okay, watching like we're doing now. Right now, we're watching. We're standing upon our watch right now, currently. All right. We want to be found doing the right thing, basically. Okay. Let me go here. Let's go to the book of, let's get Hebrews. Let me see. I want to go there. Nah, let's go here first. Let's go to Matthew 24. And we'll start at Matthew 24. Slakia, give me a sec. Let me read 36. Matthew 24 and 36. But of that day and hour no man, Slakia, but of that day and hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. All right, so we don't know when Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to flip that switch. Okay? We don't know. Right? But again, as the title of this lesson goes, where were you when all hell broke loose? Where were you when the Lord returned? Okay? We don't know the day, the hour. That's why we want to be on our watch, standing on our watch. Okay? Occupied in the prophecies, meditating, praying, doing the will of the Lord. All right, I'm going to jump down to 42. It says, watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. Okay? So we want to be watching. We want to be locked in. We don't want to get caught off guard. All right, we want to be able to say after the fact, yo, I was praying. I was thinking upon Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I was locked in. You don't want to say y'all was at a party when all hell broke loose, or which, that ain't, that's nothing that I don't see happening with the elect. All right. But there's a lot of things you could be doing that you don't want to be doing when all hell break loose. Verse 43, it says, but know this, if the goodman of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken in. Okay, so this is going into being on point. Okay. Being on point and not getting caught off guard. Okay. Because ultimately we want to be delivered, man. All right. Here's the point in verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready. Okay. And that's the point I was getting to. Therefore, be ye also ready. For in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Okay. So we got to be ready, man. We have to be ready. We do not want to be caught off guard. Where will you be when all hell breaks loose? Is a question we should be asking ourselves daily. All right. Let me get this real quick. You know the saying, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, or something like that. Yeah, that's real. That's a real statement. And that's what we're doing now through the Spirit. We're staying ready so we don't have to get ready. All right. This is Sirach 35 and let's see. No, not 35. Sirach 36 and 16. It says, reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. Okay? Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. Okay? We want to be found faithful. Bottom line. Okay? And I could close this lesson right there. I got a few more precepts, but that's the main one that I put together. That's the main point I wanted to make was that one right there. Okay? Sirach 36 and 16 again. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. Okay? At the end of the day, we want to be found faithful, man. Okay? We do not want to be caught off guard. We do not want to fall out of this thing. Okay? We want Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai in that day to say, that's one of mine. I got him. All right? I got his household. They're good. Because if we're found faithful, that's what will happen. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is going to deliver us, man. And ultimately, that's what we want. Okay? We want to be found faithful, man. You want to be able to report and say, hey, I was found faithful, bro. All right? Which, it's a fearful thing for it to be any other way. Let me get this real quick. This is Luke 21 and 36. It says, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. All right. So again, where will you be when all hell breaks loose? What will you be doing? Okay. We want to be watching. We want to be praying. Okay. That's why it says here, watch ye therefore and pray always. It says pray always. Okay? It says pray always. That's what we want to be doing. All right? We got to pray, man. We got to stay occupied in the prophecies. We got to stay locked into this thing. It's important that we don't allow this world, life, and the way things pull you every which way to pull you away from the main thing. And the main thing is serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because this life does that. This life does that, man. You know, it's set up that way. The people in the world, they're losing their mind currently today in 2025. But people got so much shit on their plate, you know what I'm saying? And they don't even have the time to focus on the shit that really matters. Well, that can't be us. Right? That can't be us. All right? It says, watch ye therefore and pray always. Okay? This is Yahweh Shah speaking. Okay? And it makes perfect sense. This is wise counsel being given out of the scriptures, all right? That ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. So we know when all hell's about to break loose, okay? We are being told what to do so that we may be accounted worthy to escape. Ultimately, we want to be delivered, like I just said. So this is another main precept that pretty much sums up this lesson, okay? We want to be occupied in the prophecies, praying, watching, so that we can be delivered, so that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things, okay, that shall come to pass. All right. Let's read 37. It says, and in the daytime he was teaching in the temple, and at night he went out and abode in the mount that is called the Mount of Olives. Okay? So that's something that we want to be doing. Okay? We want to be just locked into the spirit, man. Praying, watching, okay, meditating on things, exalting the names of the Lord, you know. Those are fruitful things, especially in these times, man. Stay locked in. It says pray always, man. Always, always, always. All right. Let me get this real quick. This is in Luke as well. And I'll close here, Lord willing. This is Luke 12. Luke 12 and 37. It says, blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. We just read a bunch of precepts that told us to watch and pray. Watch and pray. All right? Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. All right? Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them sit down to meat and will come forth and serve them. Let's go. All right? Blessed are those servants, man. Okay? Whom the Lord, when he cometh, where will you be when the Lord comes? Where will you be when all hell break loose? We want to be watching, praying, occupied in the prophecies. Okay? Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat and will come forth and serve them. So, hey, You hear this reward. You hear, okay, what we are to do, what we are to be doing, and the reward for doing so. That's what this lesson is about. All right. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, where will you be when the Lord returns? Where will you be when all hell breaks loose? Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, man. It's something that we should be asking ourselves day in and day out. All right, call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. If you get anything from this lesson, please know and understand the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. The name of His only begotten Son is Yahweh Shai. Those are the names we call on now and in that dreadful day. Shalom.